So this is where your second session comes to an end. Now, in the third session, the client comes back again. स्क्रीन दिख रहा है आपको सबको?
Yes, sir.
Your session 3 will start with recap and review कि पिछले हफ्ते में क्या हुआ है. Were they able to apply the learnings from the last session into their life or not? What are the differences they are able to notice as a result of that?
Sir, can you repeat it? I just missed it.
So recap और review जिसके अंदर बेसिकली यू चेकिंग के लास्ट टाइम आपने जो भी सीखा था वो सब आप अप्लाई कर पाए नहीं कर पाए, किस तरीके से अप्लाई किया है और उसका रिजल्ट क्या आया है. चेक फॉर दी होमवर्क, ये होमवर्क किया है कि नहीं किया है. नहीं किया है अगर होमवर्क तो क्लाइंट आपके साथ में बैठ के होमवर्क करेगा, उसको एक सेशन एक्स्ट्रा लगेगा तो लगेगा. Whenever you give a homework to the client and if the client doesn't complete the homework, make them complete the homework in the next session, and then the next session work will extend to the next session. And I tell the clients, so there are times when clients ask me कर homework नहीं कर पाया तो so I'll tell them कुछ नहीं, एक सेशन बढ़ जाएगा, मैं होमवर्क आपको सेशन के अंदर कराऊंगा. तो करके आते फिर उनको दिखता है ना एक सेशन का चार्ज बढ़ जाता है.
So जो last homework है, how would you apply these learnings in the coming week? तो वो यहाँ बैठ के now he will say कि how he applied.
So यहाँ पे पहले बताएगा कि how he applied. अगर उसने अप्लाई नहीं किया है और नहीं सोचा है तो आपके सामने बैठ के फिर वो डिस्कस करेगा, डिसाइड करेगा, बताएगा कि अच्छा मैं इस तरीके से इसको आगे अप्लाई करूंगा.
Okay.
Clear for all of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
After this we go into how we give out information. So you'll tell the client, in the previous session we discussed about love languages, we discussed about suggestibility or how we receive information. The client says yes. Now we will look at the major component of communication, which is how we give out information. Clear till here?
Yes.
Now, broadly speaking, giving out information can be divided into multiple subpoints. So we are going to look at each of them. And while I am describing this to you, I would like you to see how this different ways in which we give out information is playing out in your lives. So you will say this to the client.
Okay.
So I'm again sharing, I'm changing the sharing of screen now because I'm taking you to the entire set of slides.
So can you repeat that statement again, which you said that we need to tell the client?
So tell the client that when we say how we give out information, giving out information can be done in multiple ways. So I'm going to look at each of those ways or each of those categories of communication where there can be differences in the way we communicate.
Okay.
Is this clear for all of you?
Yes.
Or do you want me to say this again?
Yeah, please do.
All right. So in the previous session, we discussed about love languages and how we receive information. In this session, we are going to focus on how we give out information. And there can be different categories or subcategories in which we can give out information. There are different types of information that is given out. So we are going to look at each of those components now. So one of the ways of giving out information, as in terms of purpose, why we give out information, is the need for attention. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Remember we spoke about type 1 and type 2?
Yeah.
What was type 1?
Head.
Head. Heart rule.
Head ruled. Head rule and heart.
Decision based on analysis.
Perfect. So
Feelings.
there was one.
Heart.
So primarily there was one head ruled, one heart ruled, right?
Right.
And that's how we divided type 1, type 2, and we had subcategories into it.
Yes.
Perfect. Now in this theory is called sexuality. It comes from someone by the name of John Capus. He described that people who are more head ruled are emotional sexuals, and people who are more heart ruled are physical sexual. The reason why he said this is for you, huh? You don't explain this to the client. You can change this to type 1 and type 2 for the client.
People
this
who are
clear?
more head ruled are more.
So people who are more head ruled are called emotional sexuals,
Oh,
and people who are more heart ruled are called physical sexuals. The reason why this is done is because head ruled people generally would express information more intellectually. They are not very physically expressive. So therefore emotional sexuals. And heart ruled people are called physical sexuals because they generally use their body to express their conversations or to communicate more vividly. Is that clear?
No, Nitin, it is not clear.
going too fast, I think.
One second. Give me a second.
I mean, what emotional, sexual?
Let me just type it down. Let me just type it down on the screen itself so that it's easier.
So this will, you were discussing need for attention, right?
Correct. So this is a part of need for attention.
Part for me. Okay.
Where is the screen now? Okay. Am I audible for all of you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this clear now? Physical sexual people. So the heart ruled people are generally called physical sexual. And head ruled people are generally called emotional sexual. So I am using the terminology sexuality with you because you are learning it. So अगर आपको आगे कहीं research करना हो, so you can search based on this these words. But for clients, keep it simple. Use type 1 and type 2.
तो पहले टाइप 1 आएगा, टाइप 2 आएगा पहले.
मतलब आप उसको चेंज कर सकते हो जब हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे तो यू विल रियलाइज इट डजंट मैटर. इट्स जस्ट अ टेबल फॉर्म. Are we good till here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, heart ruled people who express things more physically would like attention or would avoid attention.
Like.
attention.
So generally speaking, a heart rule person would love attention, and generally the head rule people are uncomfortable with attention. So now tell me, if you were to go for a party, how would a heart rule person or heart rule person dress up, and how would a head rule person dress up? What would be the difference?
Head rule formally,
And
heart rule casually.
what will be the objective of that dressing?
Attention.
Attention.
Seeking attention.
For
Right to
Heart root.
head.
Heart root will seek attention.
perfect. So now imagine if I am a head rule person, let's say my partner is a heart rule person. Both of us go to a party together. We are going together. I'm hoping. So if we go to the party together, how is she dressed? She is dressed to get all the attention. She loves that attention. Heart rule. I want to be one with the crowd. I don't want too much attention on me. But the fact that I am going with her, doesn't that by itself mean that I'll end up getting a lot of attention?
Mm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, what would I do when I'm getting so much of attention because of her and I don't want the attention?
I want to go.
So,
Not
one,
to go.
initially, when I go with her for the first few times, I'll probably tell her, "Chai, you enjoy with your friends here. Let me go and sit in the corner." Right? Now, as I go and sit in the corner, what does my partner do?
Sulk.
अरे इधर क्या अकेले अकेले बैठे हो, चलना मेरे साथ में, दोस्तों से मिलाती हूँ, मस्ती करेंगे, मजाक करेंगे. मेरे को नहीं चाहिए वो मस्ती मजाक. I want to sit in the corner with my cold drink in my hand. But do I get a chance to do that?
Maybe no.
Maybe no. So, and I'm uncomfortable with that I'm getting so much of attention. So, एक दो तीन बार मैं उसको बताने की कोशिश करूंगा. By the fourth time, I'll tell her, यार, you know, मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, तू जाके आना दोस्तों के साथ. So, have you noticed in how many relationships this is an area of conflict where a partner tells the other partner, तेरे को जाना है, तू जा, मेरे को नहीं चलना है, मेरा मन नहीं कर रहा है. And then the partner starts complaining कि तुम्हारे दोस्तों के साथ तो जाने में तुमको कभी तकलीफ नहीं होती है, मेरे साथ जाने में इतनी तकलीफ क्यों होती है? Have you heard this complaint in relationships?
Yes.
So why does this happen? Because with doston ke saath, that unnecessary attention is not there. They can hide and no friend will keep pulling them on the dance floor again and again if they don't want to dance. दोस्त बोलेगा खड्डे में जाओ, बैठो तुमको बैठना है तो. But between partners, generally that's not how it happens. And the problem with attention is we want attention from the person who's not giving us.
Right.
So I'm going to a party with my partner. I want attention. The entire world is giving me attention, but my partner is sitting somewhere in the corner. So I would still go to the partner and pull them into the mix because I want their attention also. And all of this happens unconsciously. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम scheme करके ऐसा कर रहे हैं. It just happens automatically. And that's the problem, that we don't even know we are doing it. Is it clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions on the attention part? And how it can create a conflict?
Yeah.
It may create conflict. It's not necessary. Maybe both are physical, sexual, or maybe both are emotional, sexual.
No, so for us, the idea is with respect to therapy, right? So if clients are coming for a therapy and if they say attention की वजह से problem हो रहा है, then they're on the opposite lines. और अगर नहीं हो रहा है, so then that's not an area of conflict. We wouldn't even need to work on that. But I would still give the understanding to the client.
Right.
Right? Because at times when clients come, they are too stuck with the idea that my partner is very different from me. So when you explain these traits to them, both things happen. They understand the differences and they also realize there are places where they are similar. ऐसा नहीं है कि things are all bad. And this also gives them an impression कि और कितना बुरा हो सकता था.
Hmm.
So that realization that we are not at the worst case scenario always works, always helps. Is this clear till here?
Yes.
Any questions on this?
No.
Perfect. Recognition.
Sir?
हाँ बोलिए.
How to explain the client about these type 1, type 2, these traits?
The same
Like-
thing. So in the first session, we have
Mhm.
already told them that there are two types of people,
Yes.
right? Now you
Hmm.
take it forward from there. Remember in the first session, we spoke about two types of people.
Okay.
The client says yes. We were
Mhm.
talking about it from the point of view of how we give out information.
Okay.
So we have discussed love languages. We have discussed how we receive information. Now let's look at how we give out information in more details.
Based on that personality.
on that type 1, type 2.
Type 2.
Correct? तो उसमें कुछ चीजें मैंने आपको पहले बताई थी. Can you give me a recap? So let the client give you a recap of those things.
Okay.
Right? And then continue with that. Those were some traits. Let's look at more traits now.
Okay.
Is this clear for all of us?
Yes.
Okay. What about recognition? Who would like recognition in front of people who may not even matter?
Heart rule.
Heart rule. So for heart rule people, the more the merrier. Whether they can hold any value or not, उनसे कुछ फर्क पड़ता है कि नहीं पड़ता है is irrelevant. जितने ज़्यादा लोग उतना ज़्यादा अच्छा. With head rule, if you're going to recognize them, if you're going to congratulate them, do it in front of few people who really matter. So this is applicable not just in relationship, it's also applicable, let's say in your work culture. You have an employee who has done a really good job, is a high heart or physical sexual person. Congratulate them in front of the entire office. Even if the top brass is not there, it's okay. They would love the attention they're receiving as a result of that. But if you're working with a person who's head rule, emotional sexual, then when you congratulate them in front of a large audience, they actually feel embarrassed. और ऊपर से उनको एक दूसरा प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि अब सब जने आके उनसे पूछेंगे कि आपने क्या किया, और वो मुझे बताना नहीं, वो मेरी सीक्रेट है. So that puts them in a very uncomfortable situation. So with high emotional sexuals, the people who are very head rule, it's good to congratulate them in front of those 2-3 people who actually have decision making authority. So they feel, people who can give me promotions, people who matter, know that I've done a good job, बाकी भाड़ में जाए. मतलब not literally but metaphorically. Is the idea clear?
Yes.
Any questions on this? So even in relationships, for example, when someone is, so let's say there is a girl who is a physical sexual or a heart rule, and she has done something good. She would love being congratulated, or she would love being told by her partner how important she is in front of everyone, including the maid and the chachas and the kakas and the mamas and the extended family. मतलब doesn't matter कौन है कौन नहीं, जितने ज़्यादा लोगों के सामने बोला उतना better है. Alternatively, there's a possibility where if the girl is an emotional sexual, and if her in-laws knowing that she has done a good job is important for her, she would only want her partner to say this in front of the in-laws. बाकी कोई नहीं होना चाहिए वहां पे. If there are too many people, she may actually get angry saying कि उन सबको बताने की क्या जरूरत थी. And the poor partner is thinking, वो मैं तो तेरे को appreciate ही कर रहा था, पर बाकी लोगों के सामने appreciate करने की क्या जरूरत थी. Have you noticed conflicts like this at times?
Yes.
Any questions still here? Who would prefer touch, hug more?
Physical sexuals.
So this is another point of challenge between physicals and emotionals. Many a time, so for a physical, hugging someone or holding someone is a way of showing that they care for them, right? It's the way they feel the warmth between people. For emotional sexuals, on the other hand, they need to feel the love and the warmth before they can hug someone, they can hold someone. Now, if a physical and an emotional are in a relationship with each other, when a physical greets people, they want to hug everyone. And the emotional cringes inside because they feel, how can you hug so many people? What kind of a person you are who can love so many people? So that idea that you can hug someone without loving them, because that's your way of showing care or concern, is very difficult to digest for emotional sexuals. And this is again a major line of conflict between partners in relationships. You will have people coming in saying, I think my partner is of loose character because he keeps hugging every girl that he meets. Any cases, any examples, any of you have come across like this in your friend circle, in your, where this was a problem? That my partner is too touchy, huggy, feely with outsiders?
We would say, I'm not able to remember.
So one person can be a mixture of both physical and emotional sexuality.
All of us are a mixture of both. We are right now understanding it from an extreme point of view. But when we work with clients, we only look at the areas of conflict. And in that area, who is being what? Right? So I'll explain that once I complete this entire thing. Any questions still here? Yes, no?
No, sir.
Heart and head is clear, that I've already spoken to you about. Right? Priorities for a heart ruled person is relationship, and for the head ruled person is generally career. What does this mean?
That one tries putting relationships first everywhere, whereas head ruled would be more career oriented. So like I, for that matter, have had cases where no couples come in fighting for that fact that he does not have enough time for us, he's always busy with work, whereas the husband has this thing that no, if only I do well in my career, would I be able to provide for the family.
Perfect. Does it make sense for all of you? And this is again a major area of conflict in many relationships.
Right.
So I want you to watch this video.
How could you do this?
Rohini, I'm really sorry, yeah, but can't you see कि इस deal से मेरा कितना फायदा होगा?
And can't you see that maybe I don't care?
You don't care. You don't care about my life.
Stop it, Arjun. अपने काम को अपनी लाइफ के साथ कंफ्यूज मत करो. तुम्हारा काम तुम्हारी लाइफ नहीं, सिर्फ उसका एक हिस्सा है. जैसे ये रिलेशनशिप तुम्हारी लाइफ का हिस्सा है. इसका क्या?
इसका क्या? मैंने ये अपार्टमेंट इसलिए खरीदा ताकि हम साथ रह सकें.
What? Please. तुमने ये अपार्टमेंट इसलिए खरीदा ताकि तुम लोगों को अपने स्नेह अपमा की वजह से इम्प्रेस कर सको.
I can't believe you just said that. मैं हमारे फ्यूचर के बारे में सोच रहा हूँ.
फ्यूचर तो कल आएगा, अर्जुन.
चिल्लाओ मत.
चिल्लाओ मत.
चिल्लाओ मत.
तो मेरी बात सुनो.
क्या चाहती हो यार उसे?
तुम्हारा वक्त चाहती हूँ. मैं चाहती हूँ कि तुम अपने रिटायरमेंट प्लान के इस रिलेशनशिप के बारे में भी सोचो.
प्लीज यार रोहिणी, अगर नाकातूनी कॉर्पोरेशन का चेयरमैन मुझसे मिलना चाहता है, then what do I do? I have to go. और अगर उसे प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छा लग गया, then he'll give us the entire account. इससे मेरा कितना फायदा होगा? Can't you see that?
और हमारी डील?
हम अगले महीने भी तो जा सकते हैं यार.
इसमें पैसे अर्जुन.
I know.
ये अगले महीने नहीं आएगा. तुमने प्रॉमिस किया था कि इस पर कुछ भी हो जाए हम इटली जाएंगे. और मुझसे पूछे बगैर तुमने टिकट्स कैंसिल कर दिए.
Rohini, I really am sorry. Please understand, yeah. Just ये important है. Just I'll take 1 second, yeah. Just 1 second. Rohini, just 1 second. Hello. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Were you able to understand what happened in the video?
Yeah.
Yes.
His career was priority. There she wanted quality time.
So in fact, there were a lot of things that happened in that video which explains the entire sexuality bit in type 1, type 2. So he promises her that we will go for a vacation. She wants to go for a vacation because it's her birthday. Ritik gets a call from another company's head that he wants to meet. So it's career. So what does Ritik do? he not only cancels the plan to go for the vacation, he cancels it first and then tells her. Okay, which is one. Next, in his head he is justified that if नाका जो भी कॉर्पोरेशन का पर्सन है वो मुझसे मिलना चाहता तो मैं क्या करूं, मुझे मिलना पड़ेगा ना उससे. But the girl's take is we had a promise. So you are giving someone else more important than me, than this relationship. Next, he says हम अगले महीने भी तो जा सकते हैं. Her response is मेरा बर्थडे है, वो अगले महीने नहीं आएगा. The most interesting part of the entire conversation is when they are fighting, in the middle of that fight, the phone rings.
And he takes it.
For a physical sexual, a fight with a loved one is a fight. मतलब उस वक्त तो आप कुछ भी कर लो, nothing else matters. For an emotional sexual, he hears the phone ringing, he looks at the phone to check ये important है कि नहीं है. नहीं important है, so वहां पे भी उसका दिमाग चल रहा है. वेट, झगड़ तो हम 5 मिनट के बाद भी सकते हैं. This will take 2 more minutes. Let me just have a conversation over here. Right? So it's literally like this कि I want to check the phone. अच्छा रुक, ये तो important है. झगड़ तो हम 2 मिनट के बाद भी सकते हैं. I'll just let me finish this in 2 minutes. And that's the time when the girl actually walks away and she starts packing her things. Because if in the middle of the fight also you can't give this relationship a priority, and the priority is your career because that call is important, then I don't want to be with you. Is that clear?
Yes.
For all of you, does that explain this conflict that I spoke about in terms of relationship and career?
Yes.
And probably a couple of other conflicts as well. Now, actions. Who will be more spontaneous? Who will be more planned?
Head.
Heart rule will be spontaneous.
So heart rule is more spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Head rule planned. So one of the challenges that comes between heart rule and head rule people is a head rule person wants to be well planned for everything that they do. They are at times too much into planning. And
Practical, you say? More practical?
More practical, more plan oriented. They want everything to be systematic. It's at times to an extent where they invest a lot of time in planning. मतलब अगर उनको मूवी भी जाना है तो मूवी जाने के लिए कौन सी थिएटर, कितनी बजे, कौन सी मूवी लगी है, उसके बाद क्या करेंगे. So they want to have like a charted out plan. For heart rule people, the idea is चलना थिएटर में जाके देखेंगे, कुछ ना कुछ तो लगा होगा.
Driven by emotions?
Driven by emotions and are more spontaneous. कि चल करते हैं, करना है, बाकी देखेंगे जो होगा.
Sir, this thing can happen na, that, for example, if I see myself, for priority purposes, I am in the heart category, and for the action purposes, I am in the well planned category.
That can happen.
Okay.
Is the idea clear till here?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the complaint that spontaneous people have from well planned people is कभी कुछ कर भी लिया करो, कितना plan करोगे? The complaint that well planned people have from spontaneous people, कभी कुछ सोच के भी क्या करो? Have you heard these kind of conversations in conflicts?
Yes. Can I have an example?
बोलिए.
So it's about my sister and her husband. So he is the one who is सुबह 5 बजे उठ के कि गाड़ी निकाल के अभी शिमला जा रहे हैं बस कि 2 pairs of clothes, we are going to Shimla, right? And my sister like ऐसे कैसे जा सकते हैं, प्लान करना पड़ता है सब कुछ, मतलब ऐसे कैसे उठ के जा सकते हैं. And then he says, दीदी, she tells me we don't spend any time together. When I tell her, she never agrees. Because he only gets weekends. So he says, matlab, I can't do this. He's not like, he's more spontaneous. So he's not into planning. And he's like, ठीक है, शिमला तक ही तो जाना है. मतलब कुछ घंटे की ड्राइव है. जाते हैं, कल आ जाएंगे रात को वापस.
जब मन के उठ के चले जाएंगे.
And she's like, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. It's not that she has to do 100 things. Maybe she has to do a few things. But it's like, ऐसे कैसे तुम जा सकते हो? You have to decide कब जाना है, क्या करना है, रास्ते में कहाँ रुकेंगे, घर से कुछ लेके जाना है क्या, वहां पे कहाँ रुकेंगे, कोई पता ठिकाना नहीं है. Which have you booked a hotel? Have you not booked a hotel? What if we don't find a hotel? So I think that's like a very drastic distinction between a spontaneous and planned.
And if it's not understood, it can really create a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Clear till here?
Yeah.
Next is career. So now when I say career, career is career of choice. Huh? The problem is rarely people get into career of choice per se, but this is what kind of career would they have preferred. So most heart rule people would love doing things which will involve people or creativity. So artists, marketing people, people into training, people who can go out and meet people and interact with a lot of people, or where they can be very spontaneous. Emotional people, sexual people would generally be more towards engineering, mathematics, where you can let them do things on their own, where their mind has to do all the work. But when you are working with clients from a relationship point of view, you can keep this aside. You may not need to use this. The reason I'm sharing it with you is because it's also useful in other areas of application in terms of, let's say, your colleagues and clients. And if you're not able to understand why someone who is, in spite of being so good at sales, is not really wanting to do a sales job but is looking for more desk job or where they can work on their own. So these probably at times help us understand that. Clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Decisions based on, this is straightforward, feelings and analysis. We already discussed this on day 1. An example of this is, in a relationship, you will notice certain people saying, I want to be with you no matter what. And another person saying, I really want to be with you, I love you, but I don't think it's worth the effort. We would have to go against the entire world, the entire society, it would not work out. So if in my head I think in future there are chances that this relationship may not work, no matter how much I love you today, I don't think I want to go forward with that. And for physical sexuals, the idea is I love you, hoga nahi hoga, whether it will work out, whether it will not work out, what if we end up having differences with each other, we will cross that bridge when we reach there. Noticed conflicts like this, especially when people are planning to get into commitment, one partner wants to commit, another one doesn't want to commit?
Yes.
And then the problem is people start feeling that he never loved me, she never loved me. When the reality is it's not actually about love, the basis on which they were making decisions were different.
Right.
Another video. This is a good one.
वो करती क्या है?
Interior design. And she's bloody good.
Okay.
And of course, उसके father का hotel business है, जिसकी valuation is 1,000 crores. 1,000 crores.
यार मैं उसके साथ शादी पैसों के लिए नहीं कर रहा हूँ, हाँ?
Kabir, of course not, यार. पर ये तो मानना पड़ेगा कि it's a plus point.
Plus point. Are you serious?
तुम पैसों के लिए शादी कर सकोगे?
Depends. कितने पैसे?
1,000 crores.
Definitely.
और वो अगर बोर्डिंग हो तो?
अगर बैंक में 1,000 करोड़ हो, तो एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए बीवी की क्या जरूरत है?
Romantic. इसमें भी एक पॉइंट है जज साहब.
You see? Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so the scene is Abhay Deol and all of these people are sitting with each other. Abhay Deol tells Katrina asks Abhay Deol about his fiancée, right? And Abhay Deol says that she is an interior designer. Next to him, Hrithik is sitting, and Hrithik says, and her father has a business empire of 1,000 crores. So all of a sudden, Abhay Deol feels ki, matlab, I am not getting married to her for her money. So Hrithik says, of course not, but that's a bonus, right?
Right.
So then Farhan Akhtar asks him, Katrina Kaif asks him, can you get married for money? Now this is how the inferential thinks, this is how the head rule person thinks. When you say, can you get married for money? Before I commit, how much money are we talking about? I need to know before I say yes or no. Farhan Akhtar says 1000 crores. Then he says, yeah, for that I can. So then he's asked, well, what if your wife is boring? He has an answer. If I have 1000 crores in my account, why do I need my wife to be entertaining? So do you see the sequence of thoughts?
Yes.
Right? There's a very interesting scene in the movie. The initial fight that we saw, the first one,
Yes.
where Hrithik is fighting with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, at general places, it gives an impression that Hrithik doesn't really care about relationships and he's all about money. But there's one scene in the movie where he meets that girl again outside the gym, and the girl says, I'm getting married. The expression on Hrithik's face and his one-line conversation, wow, that was quick, tells you that it's not that he's not hurt. He's hurt. It's not that he was after money. That means he did not love that girl. He loved her. It's just in his head, priorities were different. So the reason I want to bring this up is because otherwise at times emotional sexuals come across as people who don't feel feelings at all. That's not the case. They experience feelings probably as much as physicals feel. It's just that their basis for making decisions is not feeling. Is that clear for us?
Yes.
Any questions on this till here? Yes, no?
No.
Okay, so I'm going back to the screen again.
So, the first clip when the Hrithik Roshan and there is an argument with his girlfriend or wife about that birthday trip. Sir, in this incident, is there something like rational and irrational expectation?
No,
or
it's
it is
not.
different personality to different expectation?
No, there is no rational, irrational expectation over this, Simone, because both of them are logically rational from their point of view. The girl is right when she says that my birthday will not come next month, or that you committed to me. You should have at least spoken to me before cancelling the vacation. Right? So to that extent, the girl is not wrong. She's right at her place. But at the same time, if Hrithik were to think of it from his point of view, that there's this one contract that I've been after for years, and that person wants to meet me, then my partner hopefully will understand the fact that I'm postponing the trip because that meeting is coming up. So whether it's irrational, rational, depends upon whose point of view you're looking at it from and on what basis they're making a decision. If your priority is a relationship, the girl's decision is very, very rational. If your priority is career, Hrithik's decision is very, very rational.
So in a relationship, it is okay to have career as a priority or to have our love life as a priority. It is like individual choices, right?
It is, everything is an individual choice. It's not about right and wrong. It's about different people have different choices, and that's what brings us together. You'll be surprised so many people come together. While they fight about it later on is a separate thing, but initially when you ask them, oh, I saw the commitment that my partner had with which he pursued his career. Okay. I thought if I had that commitment, then I would have been somewhere else. It was that drive that attracted me to him or her. अब वो बात अलग है, वो drive is also the biggest source of problem today between us. So that's the thing. It's not that there is something right or wrong. It's just that the way we understand those things and on what basis we are making our decisions creates a conflict. And that's where we need to understand this. Otherwise, we keep on living in an illusion that my partner is so driven towards a career because I am not important for them. That's not the case. They were always driven for the business or for their career. आपके आने नहीं आने से उनके ड्राइव में कोई अंतर नहीं आया है. But we take it personally he after I came in his life, he's still focusing on that. That means I am not important enough.
Okay. Got it.
Sir,
Huh?
suppose we have explained this to the client and we have we know we have conflict areas of priority and decision based on the decision. So now what now? Now we know that this is the area of conflict.
That I'll come to in 2 minutes, because we need to still complete all of the traits first. So whenever a client says, what do I do next? I'll ask the client that let's finish this model first so that you have complete clarity about what are the probable causes of conflict. Once you have that, then we can make a more informed choice what to do next. Okay. So remember, in the way we are working, we are intentionally going step by step. If you don't go step by step, the chances that you will keep beating around the bush and you will keep going round and round is very high, because the client will bring up an argument that has not yet been covered as a part of your model. Then you will have to jump, go ahead, and then the client argues with you on this. So therefore you tell the client that what I want you to do is just hear the entire model out, and then we will sit and discuss how this can be applied to your life. Okay. और by the way, अभी तक में client के पास इतनी चीजें तो उनको समझ में आ गई है that the model makes sense. Are we good till here?
Yes.
Key traits. For a heart rule person, they generally talk first, think later. Head rule person will always think first. That's one thing that they would not compromise on. In fact, in the first fight that we saw, there's a scene in the movie in it. So there's a particular place in the scene where Ritik actually tells the girl, I can't believe you said that. Not that you're wrong, but I don't believe you said that. And this happens with a lot of physical sexuals where they will at the end of the fight tell you, या थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोल दिया, इतना बोलना नहीं चाहिए था. I did not really mean it, पर वो बोलते बोलते निकल गया. Because they are talking, and while they are talking, they are thinking. तो उनके दिमाग में जो आता है वो बोलते जाते हैं. And then later on they analyze whether this is right or wrong. For emotional sexuals, before they speak something, they would analyze, and that's one of the reasons why it's very difficult for you to catch an emotional sexual in a situation where you will be able to pinpoint and say that you are wrong here, because they think it through so effectively कि आपको उनको वापस से पकड़ना बहुत difficult है. Is this clear till here? Have you had clients coming and telling you that my partner always wants to be right, and that there is no way, I've never been able to pinpoint and help them understand where they've gone wrong?
Yes.
And also, have you had situations where the emotional sexuals वैसे कम बोलेगा, पर अगर बोलेगा तो they would end up then saying कि the things that she says or he says at times, I can't even share them with you.
Yes.
And when you are in the middle of a fight, never take physical sexual too seriously. Listen to them, pay them all the attention you can, but don't take what they say seriously, because they are not thinking what they are saying in most cases. Okay. Any questions still here? Now the problem with this is, was there a question?
Yeah, so basically if if a physical sexual, of course, because they tend to speak a lot in the heat of the moment, telling the emotional sexual one ki, don't pay attention to it, or don't take it to your heart, itna affect mat ho us cheez se, it's not realistically possible, no, because they can get really hurtful sometimes.
It's not possible
उसमें
when the
they
partner
start-
says. It's not possible
हाँ.
when a partner says. Therefore, they are coming
हाँ.
to you. So one of the reasons why we are sharing this model with clients as a neutral model and not by personalizing it to them is because when you personalize it to them, they will answer from a personal experience. When you say it neutrally, they recognize that, oh, there are other people like this in this world. So one of the big problems in relationship conflict is partners, a client thinks that their partner is the worst partner in the world. In their head, the partner has already become a demon. से ज्यादा बुरा तो किसी के साथ कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता था. When you explain all of these to the clients, clients begin to realize, oh, और भी है मेरे जैसे जो सफर कर रहे हैं ऐसे partners की वजह से.
Right.
That all of a sudden demonizes the client, the partner, or makes the partner more human. Okay, and then when you tell them that this is generally what happens between couples, now it's not that my partner said it because they meant it and they're trying to cover it up. Now it is someone neutral who's telling me, Aisa, generally this is the way those people talk. So that's the reason why the counselor's role plays a very important role, because counselor becomes that neutral person that both partners can trust. Ki my partner is not trying to defend themselves by saying it, but a third neutral person is saying ki it's not just about your partner. This happens with a lot of people in the world. That changes the equation to a large extent. Is this clear for all of us?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So therefore, I'm saying this again, that explaining this model to clients without personalizing it is very, very important. जहां आपने personalize कर दिया, वहां पे मामला थोड़ा बिगड़ने लगेगा. Because then client will continue analyzing it from the point of view of their life, and they don't want to acknowledge that they are wrong or that there is an alternate point of view.
बड़ा मुश्किल है सर.
मुश्किल नहीं है. You just have to explain them neutrally. Take neutral examples, they understand. Tripti, पता है problem क्या होता है? As counselors, at times we have been trained to talk to the clients based on their experience.
Yeah.
वो हमारी training है. And while that training is very useful when you are working with certain people in certain areas. So for example, when you are working with a client who is extremely depressed, who is going through grief, someone has passed away in their life, that training is very important over there. But when you are working with people who are in a state where they have to understand something objectively, if you give into their subjective play and you become a part of it, then it becomes a tutu meme between them and you. So now, rather than the husband and the wife fighting, it's the husband and the wife and the counselor fighting.
Right. So like इसमें more of counselor speaking है. So the psychoeducation part, right?
Correct. So this is, so the whole idea of relationship in this point perspective is that before we move to the relationship counseling, साइको एजुकेशन इज द बेसिस. क्योंकि अगर उनके पास साइको एजुकेशन ही नहीं है तो आप काउंसलिंग किस बेसिस पे कर रहे हो? मतलब जिस क्लाइंट को लव लैंग्वेज के बारे में पता है उससे तो आप सीधे काउंसलिंग कर सकते हो, पूछ सकते हो कि आपका लव लैंग्वेज कौन सा है, आप किस तरीके से अपने पार्टनर के साथ काम करना चाहते हो, क्या क्या तरीके से आप वर्ड्स यूज कर सकते हो, वहां पे आप काउंसलिंग कर सकते हो. पर जिस क्लाइंट को लव लैंग्वेज के बारे में पता ही नहीं है और अगर उसकी प्रॉब्लम लव लैंग्वेजेस की वजह से आ रही है, तो फिर आप काउंसिल करोगे कैसे जब तक साइको एजुकेशन नहीं दोगे?
हाँ, वही साइको एजुकेशन ज्यादा है.
Right? So in relationship counseling, your major part of work is psycho education. And for those of you who did the anxiety counseling wala workshop, you will notice this format is very different from anxiety counseling. Anxiety counseling के अंदर हम लोग कुछ नहीं बोल रहे थे. Everything came from the client.
From the client.
उसमें तो है ही नहीं.
मतलब उसमें तो probably 90% conversation is clients and 10% is ours. यहाँ पे the model is completely different because there is an element of psychoeducation which was not there in anxiety. Anxiety के अंदर you could directly work with the client's personal experience. It was only about the client. Here it's about client being able to understand their partner and themselves better. Is the distinction clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
So while we are, won't it be too long for the client's attention because we'll explain each and everything then?
नहीं, आप हर चीज में क्लाइंट को पूछते जा रहे हो ना कि आपको आपके दोस्तों के अंदर किसी के अंदर ऐसा कुछ देखने को मिला है क्या? So you're not asking them for their life. If they want to talk about it, they can talk about it, but they can talk about it. But you are not sharing about their life, right? So when they are involved in the conversation, then it's not too long for them. There are places where you will actually hope that the client was less involved, because this sexuality wala session, while I would prefer to keep it under 45 minutes, I've had situations where a client has had a discussion with me for 2.5 hours. Because what happens is when they start getting into it, they start realizing, shit, how wrong I was interpreting a lot of things. So the greater the frustration that the client had with the relationship, the longer is the chance of the session being. Not because you're having a confrontation, because the client now wants to seek clarification कि मेरे साथ ऐसा हुआ था, इस वजह से हो सकता है क्या? And you ask them, आपको क्या लगता है? Does it fall into this model? And the client is like, हाँ मेरी पार्टनर बहुत सी बार बोल तो देती है, बाद में आके सॉरी भी बोलती है, पर फिर मेरे को लगता है कि ये तो झूठ बोलने के लिए सॉरी बोल रही है. But now that you're telling me, it's quite possible, because then she also tries to make it up for me later on. पर फिर अब तक मैं बहुत गुस्सा हो जाता हूँ, राइट? या हाँ, मुझे अब रियलाइज हो वो बाहर घूमने जाती है तो इतना ड्रेसअप होके क्यों जाती है, मेरे को लगता है पता नहीं किससे मिलने जाना है इसको तो तैयार होके. So when I am explaining it to you, I may be explaining more in terms of me explaining it to you. When you work with the client, remember, when with every point I'm actually waiting and I'm asking all of you any questions. That is the place where you will ask the client, are you able to understand this? Is there something that you want to share, something that comes to your mind based on this from your life? So that gives them an opportunity to interact with you in between, so it doesn't become like a one-way conversation. Is this clear for all of us?
Yes.
Sir, one question.
बोलिए.
So the thing is कि ये हम सब explain कर रहे हैं, right? The person comes with this attitude कि मैं तो ठीक हूँ, उसको change कर दो. तो अभी भी वो ये बोलेगा कि मैं heart ruled हूँ, he is head ruled, तो he should turn to heart rule.
पर तृप्ति, अब तक तो हम यहाँ पे पहुंचोगे ही नहीं ना. आपने फर्स्ट सेशन के अंदर ही एस्टैब्लिश करा लिया है, what do you wish for yourself?
Okay.
See, the way we are working is very step by step. There is a reason why we did not start this in session 1. There was a reason why I asked the client to define the problem in a particular format in session 1. We asked them to define the outcome in a particular format in session 1. Because when you go it systematically, they can't go back. You can always tell them, आपने बोला था पहले हम इसके ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं. So we will look at what we can do with your partner, but before that we need to focus on this.
Okay, right. एक क्वेश्चन और.
बोलिए.
ये सिंपल सा क्यों नहीं करा कि इमोशनल सेक्सुअलिटी हार्ट वाला होता और फिजिकल हेड होता? इमोशन तो हार्ट से रिलेटेड है.
नहीं, वैसे नहीं. उनका जो मेन जिसने बनाया था, ऑब्वियसली वो तो टर्मिनोलॉजी जिसने दी उसने दी है, कैपस ने. But the reason, his logic was that emotional sexuals have a lot of control over their emotions. So therefore they're emotional sexuals because they can control their emotions well. And physical sexuals have a lot of control over how they physically express things. So because they have control over physical, so they have defined it in terms of their control, not their weaknesses, but their strengths.
Okay. And what does sexuality mean?
Sexuality is in terms of how Capus defines sexuality. Sexuality is your overt behavior, external behavior. How do you behave with people, your expression.
Okay, now clear.
Clear? And sexuality has 3 parts to it: communication, money and sex. We are currently on communication.
Okay.
Are we good till here?
Sir, is there a need for any kind of balance between the heart rule and heart rule?
For us, the only thing is, after you've explained all of this, ask the client which are the areas where there is a conflict. Wherever there is a conflict is the area where we want to help them come to a common ground. उसके अलावा if they are happy with their life, they are happy with their life.
Yeah, हाँ वही जब हम resolvement के I mean जब हम
that we will come to Simone, because हम लोगों ने अभी खत्म नहीं किया. So if I go over there, you will not be able to understand what we have to do next.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Anything else about this till here?
Good.
Good. All right. Now, one of the things to remember is emotional sexuals hate being judged. And that is the problem with physical talking first and thinking later. Because physical के दिमाग में जो आता है वो बोल तो देता है. When emotional hears it, they think of it as I'm being judged. And if there is one thing that emotional hates is being judged. They keep judging other people in their head constantly is a separate issue. Okay, but they hate being judged, and the moment they feel they are being judged, now they want to withdraw. What do I mean by withdraw?
Distancing.
So they would then walk out of the room, or they would say बाद में बात करेंगे, or they would start giving a cold silent treatment to their partner, right? Now the problem with this is the moment the emotional feels judged and they start giving that treatment, that silent treatment, that they start creating the distance, the physical starts feeling rejected. And God bless everyone around them when physicals feel rejected. Okay? Because physicals have the capacity, high physicals have the capacity to literally hold the entire world on their head. So when a physical gets rejected, they try very hard to get accepted again. Wherever you go, we follow. मतलब आप दुनिया के किसी भी कोने में चले जाओगे, they will find you and you will find them over there. You have to accept them unless you acknowledge them, they are not leaving you. And that frustrates the emotional sexual even more. Because एक तो space के लिए वो भाग रहे थे, पर वो जितना ज़्यादा भागने की कोशिश करते उतनी ज़्यादा तेजी से physical उनके पीछे भागता है. Now, there is a video again that I want you to see.
Hi, honey. How was work?
Listen, it's kind of hot, so.
So, hey, listen. Remember Emily and Paul from the country club? Well, anyway, Emily called me today, and she was thinking of having a bingo night with us tomorrow night. You think you'd be up for that?
Actually, I'm busy.
Okay, well, how about the night after? Because, we haven't done that in a while, and I was thinking it might be something fun for us to do.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
Okay, well, how about this? How about I just tell Emily, like, whenever we're free, we'll give her a call. How about that?
Yeah, whatever.
So I went shopping today, and there's like a huge sale going on, so I bought a bunch of stuff. Do you want me to show you?
Listen, I'm gonna go take a shower.
Okay, yeah, because it's really hot.
Yeah.
Hey, honey, listen, lasagna and the roast beef are done and warmed up, and so whenever you're ready. Okay, hey, listen, a bunch of people from our winter while here at summer, so we're just gonna have to buy some like new winter.
Can I get maybe 5 minutes? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So did you notice what happened?
Just trying to get the attention.
So the moment the man came into the house, the girl tried to hug him. Right? What did he do? Shove her aside. That's the place where rejection set in. Right? So the emotional sexual comes into the house, wants space. The moment he enters the house, the physical sexual tries to hug him. For the emotional sexual, space being intruded, they want their space. What do? Push the girl away. Not literally push, but when they do that, what happens to the girl? She feels rejected. And after that, everything she does is to get acceptance. Oh, all of those people called up, they asked, can we go somewhere? Can we go tonight? He says no. Can we go tomorrow? Can't say. Oh, so can I say whenever we are ready, we would call? Whatever. So the guy is still non-committal. And the girl wants acceptance, acknowledgement for something. then they are going and she's still going on and on and on कि किसी बात को तो हाँ बोलेगा. And that's the place where the boy then tells her, can I please go and take a bath? Now this is rejection again. In the middle of a conversation, he's telling me he doesn't want to talk to me, he wants to go for a bath. So now the girl tries to justify it so that she doesn't feel rejected. Oh, because it's too hot, isn't it? And he says, yeah. Then he goes to take a bath. While the poor guy is taking a bath, the girl is again back on the door knocking. And the guy is like, can I have like 5 minutes?
Right.
Now, in a relationship, have you noticed where there are certain conflicts and one partner is trying to not talk because they want space and the other person doesn't just leave them, they want to talk it out then and there in that moment?
Yes.
And then the fight becomes bigger?
Bigger. Right.
So this is what happens. Now, the way to work with rejection is if the physical sexual comes to you for a therapy, which is what generally will be the case. When you explain this to them, let them know that when your partner tells you we'll talk later or कि अभी नहीं बाद में, yeah, they tell you to move aside, that doesn't mean that they are rejecting you. It's not a personal attack on you, it's their need for space. What happens over here is the emotional sexual does something because they are looking for space. The physical sexual, knowingly unknowingly, takes it too personally, and that personal, when they take it personally, is when they start experiencing rejection. Is this clear for all of you?
Yes.
So this is the way you explain to the physical sexual that when your partner is looking for space, give them that space, they will come back to you, and emotional sexuals will come back later again. ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपको उन्हें छोड़ दिया तो नहीं आएंगे, वो 10-15 मिनट अकेले बैठेगा, बैठेगी, they will feel better, then they will come back and they'll sit next to you. But they need that initial time. On the other hand, if both partners are coming to you for session and you are also having the opportunity to talk to the emotional sexual, when you describe it to them, this particular area, tell them the next time when you are with your partner and you want space, tell your partner, can we discuss in 15 minutes? So then the partner knows that you are not rejecting them, you are not ignoring them, you are asking them for time. Give them a very specific time when you want to connect back with them, and that works. Most physical sexuals are able to understand that, but then go back to them and talk to them at that point.
Right.
Boliye.
Sir, if we connect all of these three, the love language, the how we receive the information and how we give the information. So based on that video, the love language of that girl is physical touch, and maybe I'm just assuming on the basis of the video, the love language of the boy is acts of service, because the moment he entered, he took a glass of water, right?
So for the boy to assume is different because we have not got much information for the boy.
Yes.
The girl is still fine.
Okay, so the girl's love language is physical touch, and now when we go to the receiving, how the information she is receiving is, that is inferential, on the inferential basis, and because of that she's feeling that I'm getting rejected. And now again we come to the give out information, where she feels that I am feeling rejected.
No,
and
it's
she
not
tries
necessary.
harder.
So again, it's not necessary that she's being inferential, because the rejection sets in the beginning when she tries to hug him and he actually kind of shoves her aside, right?
Yeah.
So that act of being shoved aside can in a literal sense also be interpreted as rejection. So I wouldn't, in this case, it's clear that she's a physical sexual in terms of her behavior. It also seems to be clear that she's looking for physical proximity for love.
Yes.
But we don't have enough information for suggestibility.
Okay. Okay.
Clear? Are we good till here?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on the rejection part? this is a part where you will have to explain this to the clients, huh? That if you're explaining it to the physical sexual, explain it to them that many a times when people do certain things or say certain things, they may not really mean it, they may want space. The physical sexual has a tendency to take it personally and feel rejected. So that's a place where physical sexual has to be a bit more careful. Clarify, don't tell the client that they are physical sexuals, but clarify what the physical sexual needs to do. And similarly, when you're talking to a partner who is more emotional sexual, tell them what emotional sexuals need to do. Any question on this now? Yes, no?
ये need to do का कोई आपने बनाया हुआ है?
नहीं, नीड टू डू कुछ नहीं, इतना ही है बस कि जब अगली बार आपको आपके पार्टनर से आप बात कर रहे हो and you're looking for some time or space, tell your partner clearly that I'm going to come back and talk to you after this time. I need to think about this.
Okay.
So basically be very clear in your communication when it comes to matters where a physical section can feel rejected. क्योंकि उनको आप थोड़ा भी मौका दोगे रिजेक्शन फील करने का तो कर सकते हैं. Are we good till here? A physical sexual is driven by love and acceptance, and an emotional sexual by challenges. What do I mean by this?
जो ऋतिक रोशन challenges के लिए था.
So अगर आपको physical sexual से कुछ काम कराना है, tell them I really love you a lot. They generally will do it for you.
अच्छा.
अगर आपको emotional sexual से कुछ काम कराना है और आप उनको बोलोगे I love you a lot, make a cup of tea for me, वो बोलेंगे मेरे लिए भी बना ले, तेरे लिए भी बना ले.
Right.
For an emotional sexual, it needs to be like a challenge. So it's like, अच्छा, I was thinking of asking you to do something, but पता नहीं, I don't think you'll be able to do it.
नहीं.
And leave it there.
आप बहुत अच्छी चाय बनाते हो.
नहीं, correct, but then that will not be a challenge.
नहीं, challenge नहीं होगा ना वो.
आप उनको बोलोगे मैं सोच रहा था चाय मतलब मैं सोच रहा था कि आपको कुछ बोलूं करने का, I wanted some help from you, but I don't think you will be able to help. छोड़ दो. So the moment you say you will not be able to do something, it's a challenge for them. Now they will come and ask you कि अच्छा बोलना क्या काम था. नहीं मुझे लगता नहीं है, it will help. नहीं एक बार बता के तो देख. And then you say ये अभी करके बताता हूँ, and then they'll do it for you, because there it becomes a challenge.
That works for children also.
That works for children
also, yeah.
So the idea is when you're using challenges, use it carefully. Don't overdo it. Otherwise, emotional sexuals are very smart to understand कि now you're overplaying your hand. So this is वो एक वो बड़ा वाला हथियार है जिसको आप बचा के रखते हो, जब बहुत जरूरी होगा वब यूज करना. Clear till here? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Now when we talk about challenges in love and acceptance, this is also one of the reasons why people would say that my partner has changed overnight. You would notice situations where there are couples who will come and tell you that till we were married, I actually thought I was married to I was in a relationship with a different person altogether. But the day we got married, the person changed overnight. Or the person that I was in a relationship with and the person that I'm married to are two completely different people. Have you heard this?
Yeah, very, very common.
Any idea why does this happen?
Expectations, like we said before.
Remember we said that during the
illusions,
the similarity and differences.
Illusions.
Correct. So during the honeymoon phase,
surface trait and core trait.
Surface trait and core trait. During the honeymoon phase, we are all at our best behaviors. For an emotional sexual, see, so generally speaking, what happens is, in most cases, the physical sexual is the one which is more outgoing, right? They are the popular ones in the world. And when an emotional sexual looks at the physical sexual, their first impression is this is out of my league. Think of a situation. Let's say there is a physical sexual and an emotional sexual going for a party. How would the physical sexual, when the physical sexual enters the party, what would the scene be like?
she'll go and meet friends, talk to them, mix up with people.
And
all eyes
on him or her, right?
Center of attraction.
They are the center of attraction of that entire evening or that event. What is the emotional sexual doing?
Staying in a corner.
Sitting in a corner with a glass of cold drink in his hand or her hand, pretending it to be a drink. They don't want to lose control by drinking too much, right? So now when they're sitting in the corner and they look at this person in the center getting all the attention, what is the first impression in the emotional sexual's head?
Jealous. She's ignoring me.
Nah, out of my league.
This is too popular.
Wow, what a personality.
Correct, what a personality. But more importantly, out of my league. So there is no point me going and wasting my time on her or him. See, emotional sexuals value time and money. So जहां उनको लगता है कि टाइम इन्वेस्ट करने का फायदा नहीं होने वाला है, वहां पे वो इन्वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे. Now what's happening with the physical sexual?
They are not getting the attention that they want, so they try getting that attention.
So everyone in the party is giving them attention except for this one person who's sitting alone in the corner. Now you want attention from the person who's not giving you. So what does the physical sexual do?
Tries harder because might feel rejected.
So at one place they will actually approach the emotional sexual. And they would say, what kind of a person are you? You're such a beautiful girl standing next to you. And now all of a sudden when the emotional sexual sees this, the emotional sexual is like, Obhi, it's jackpot. I never thought I had a chance. I have a chance. Now because it's almost like challenge accepted. Now after that, everything that they are doing is being done as a part of a process to make that challenge work. So you will notice that the emotional sexual who would hate pulling chairs for people or opening doors will do it during the honeymoon phase happily. An emotional sexual would hate buying something like a rose because आप क्या करोगे? रोज लोगे, स्मेल करोगे और फिर फेंक दोगे.
It's waste of money.
For a emotional sexual वो आपके लिए वो फूल था. For an emotional sexual वो 20 रुपए की पत्ती उड़ के जा रही है.
Very true.
Right? But during the honeymoon phase, because it's a challenge to woo the partner, that challenge would make them do all of these things. And they will do it. Now, because they are at their best behavior trying to woo the partner, the partner starts assuming that this is the way my partner would be all my life. But the moment the commitment gets finalized, now what happens?
Plateau.
Challenge is over.
Challenge is over. The emotional sexual goes back to their original behavior, which is now they would no longer pull the chair or open the door.
Surface traits.
So they come back to the core traits now.
Core, sorry.
Is this clear?
Yes. So just now what you said, जो किसके लिए फूल है और किसके लिए 20 रुपए है?
For the physical sexual it will be a fool. For the emotional sexual वो 20 रुपए की पत्ती है, 20 रुपए का नोट है, जिसको आपने उड़ा दिया अभी.
ये कंफ्यूज करता है सर. उधर इमोशनल से हम हार्ट सोचने लग जाते हैं.
So therefore, and that's the reason I'm saying that don't take it from a classical point of view. Here emotion is what they are in control of. So therefore, for all practical purposes, keep it simple: head and heart.
Head and heart.
Type 1, type 2.
Type 1, type 2.
Because generally emotional we link with heart and physical we. So it's creating a little bit
emotional तो फूल देखेगा, 20 रुपए थोड़ी देखेगा.
नहीं पर.
So वो emotional, इसीलिए वो emotional का context अलग है. The way the word is being used is different.
Context अलग है.
हाँ. Are we clear till here?
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing is, because emotional sexuals love challenges, when a physical sexual becomes too predictable in their relationship, so while physical sexuals are very spontaneous, but in matters related to love they have a tendency to become very repetitive,
predictable.
very predictable. मतलब अगर फिजिकल सेक्सुअल को कहीं का खाना पसंद आ गया तो आप समझो जिंदगी भर वो आपको उसी रेस्टोरेंट में उसी टेबल पे उसी वेटर को ऑर्डर दे के खाना खिला सकते हैं. So when it comes to matters related to love, those are the areas where they become very predictable. And the problem with that is now there is no challenge left for the emotional sexual, because by the time physical sexual starts speaking the first sentence, emotional sexual knows what the 100th sentence will be. उन्होंने 1000 बार सुना है सेम ही चीज पहले. So there is no reason for them to pay attention to the physical sexual now, which then makes the physical sexual even more rejected. So it's important for a physical sexual to keep reinventing themselves in some form or other over a period of time. Reinvention could mean try different kinds of dresses, try different kinds of eating styles. Just घर पे अगर आप कुछ चीजें decorate करते हो तो change the decoration style. Do something different so that the emotional has to think, has to see कि अच्छा कुछ तो अलग हुआ है. You want to keep them on their toes at least from time to time. The moment they feel, the moment the emotional sexual or the head rule person feels that they understand you completely, now logically there is no reason left for them to keep focusing on you because they understand you completely. So there has to be some element of that excitement, that secrecy, that privacy कि हाँ कुछ तो अलग हो रहा है, that you want to create in that relationship. Is this clear? और मतलब कुछ बहुत बड़ा करने की जरूरत नहीं. You could change the way you dress at times. You could change the kind of food you're cooking. You could change the kind of vacations you're booking. Any questions on this till here?
Or physical.
This is for physical. You want the physical to change this. ताकि the emotional feels the need to focus on them. Are we good till here?
Yeah. Isn't it a lot of burden on the physical sexual?
But it's because the physical is coming for a session, right? See, eventually the person who will have to do the work is the one who's coming for a therapy. And it's not necessary that it's a lot of work for the physical, because technically the physical is any which way is doing it, right? Vacation तो पहले भी book कर रहे थे. The only question is be a bit more creative in where you are booking the vacation for. Restaurant में तो आप पहले भी जा रहे थे, खाना तो आप पहले भी order कर रहे थे. See if you want to try new things out. Have you seen ये जवानी है दीवानी?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? The actor's name is
Ranveer
Kapoor. Ranveer Kapoor's character is again shown to be like a high emotional sexual. You notice he's very planned, very career oriented. He wants to see everything in the sense मतलब वो पूरा प्लानिंग के साथ कि हम 9 बजे निकलेंगे, 10 बजे तक ये देखेंगे, 11 बजे तक ये देखेंगे, 12 बजे तक ये देखेंगे, शाम को 3 बजे तक वापस आ जाएंगे. Right? And in between there is a scene where he and Deepika Padukone have gone for a vacation in whichever city they are in. So they've gone to do the city travel, and at one particular place Deepika just says छोड़ना नहीं जाना कहीं पे भी. We'll just sit and watch this. It's like how can we sit and watch this? मतलब प्लान क्या था हमने पूरा?
Sunrise, sunset
sunset देखने के लिए. So there are a lot of places where you will actually see this interplay of emotional, physical in your life, in movies and so on. Clear till here?
And there is another interesting line in that movie that, you know, explains this distinction. He says somewhere towards the end, "तू सही नहीं है नैना, तू बस अलग है."
Are we good till here?
Yeah.
So just keep all of these things in mind and explain this to the client. The client understands this because remember, they've lived through it. Right now, like I am talking to all of you, have you noticed none of you have actually told me what would I do in my life? I'm sure all of us have conflicts in our relationships, right? But none of you have actually told me, Nitin, I am having a similar conflict. How do I use it in my life? The reason is when you're going through it, a part of you is also thinking कि मेरी life के अंदर यहाँ पे ये चीजें अलग हो सकती थी. And the client is in the same situation that you are in when you're explaining it to them. Now, as far as communication goes, when it comes to things where physicals are trying to explain something or trying to get a response or give a response, they will speak more in inferences. And emotional sexuals actually talk the bottom line. What do we mean by this?
To the point.
Yes. So let's say you were to write a letter to an emotional sexual. Let's say I'm an emotional sexual and you were to write a letter to me, and you wanted to have a collaboration with me about something. I thought that collaboration is something which is not possible. So I would respond to you saying, nice to get in touch with you. Have gone through your proposal. Don't think a collaboration right now is possible. Period. The communication is very clear. For a physical sexual, you will notice a physical writing a longer email as a reply, talking about all the good things that you have had with them, okay, and then saying that we may consider somewhere in future, still probably not saying no. And they would then expect, अच्छा आप शायद समझ जाओगे कि इसका मीनिंग है कि नहीं. Think and tell me why. Why would physical sexuals try to beat around the bushes and emotional sexuals go directly to the point?
They don't want to spoil the relation, or they don't want to hurt anybody.
So there are two reasons. One is this, that they feel if I say no to you right now,
might say no to me later.
Then you may say no to me later. So I don't want to be rejected by you. So I want to soften the blow when I'm saying no to you. I don't want you to feel bad. And if I'm trying to explain something to you, the reason I have to go around the bush is अगर मैंने सीधे आपको बोला और आपने नहीं माना, so that's again a rejection. When I keep beating around the bush, it gives me opportunity to explain more and more. शायद कोई तो explanation आपको fit बैठेगा. For an emotional sexual, on the other hand, because they are very, very uncomfortable with judgments, they want to talk to the bottom line. Because they feel अगर मैंने clearly नहीं बोला, then you will misjudge me and you will think that I could not tell you clearly. So because they are very uncomfortable with being judged, they want to be very clear about what they are saying. They don't want to have a scope of judgment over there. Is this clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Perfect. And then lastly, we move to behaviors. Generally speaking, if you notice, हमने जितने भी traits की बात की है, most physical sexual traits will fall into extroverts. And most emotional sexual traits will become a part of introverts. Right? So in very simplistic terms, what we are talking about is, in certain areas, some people are introverts, in other areas, those people can be extroverts. The same is true for their partners. In the areas where there are conflicts, one partner is being an introvert, another partner is being an extrovert in that particular area. Is this clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once I've explained this, I'll tell the client, now that we have done this, do you have any questions for me about these? Any of you?
Have to work on them.
Okay. And can you think of certain areas in your life where this understanding will be very useful going forward? In terms of personal relationships and personal life?
It would.
It would? Brilliant.
Yes.
If I were to ask you to think about 4 or 5 things that you would change in your life as a result of what you have understood right now, would you be able to find those 4 or 5 things? And then ask the client that once you find those 4 or 5 things, let me know. Is this clear till here? All of us?
Yes.